Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. So today we have discussed about the concept mapping constraints. Okay. In the previous class we have completed the concept of ER model. What is ER model and the components of ER model? In the components of ER model we have discussed entities, attributes and relationship. We have discussed also the entity types. In the entity we have discussed entity type, entity set and attributes, types of attributes, and the last one is our relationship. In the relationship we have discussed the relationship type and relationship set. Okay, so today we have discussed about the mapping constraint. So let us discuss in detail what is mapping constraint. Mapping constraint. Okay, some terms associated with entities and relationship. All of you know about the entities and also concept of relationship. So in the with the entities and relationship, some of the terms are associated. So what are the terms? First is your degree, second is your connectivity, third one is your cardinality, fourth one is your dependency, fifth one is your participation. These 5 terms are associated with the entities and relationship. Okay, so let us discuss one by one what is degree, what is connectivity, what is cardinality and what is dependency, and also what is participation. Okay, so first we discuss about the degree. The number of different entity sets participating in a relationship set is called as degree of a relationship set. That means number of entities, number of different entities are participating in a relation. This concept is known as the degree of a relationship. Okay, so degree can be divided into mainly normally 3 types. Okay, unary, binary, also we can say that ternary and also quaternary, and also you can say that last one is our n-ary. Okay, so that means the number of entities are associated with a relationship set is known as degree. So if the one entity are associated in a relationship, that means it is called as unary relationship. Okay, so we discuss one by one. First one is our unary relationship. When there is only one entity set participating in a relation, the relationship set is called as unary relationship. For example, one person is married to only one person. Okay, that means here entity is the person and the relationship is married. Okay, that means the entity is related with the same entity. Okay, so this is known as unary relationship. Next one is our binary relationship. When there are 2 entities set participating in a relation, the relationship set is called binary relationship. For example, student is enrolled in course. That means here student is an entity, course is an entity. In between 2 entities, one relationship is created which is your enrolled in. That means in this relationship 2 entities are participating and it creates a relationship. So that means student enrolled in the course. Okay, this is known as binary relationship. Next one is our n-ary relationship. That means when there are n number of entities set participating in a relation, the relationship is called as n-ary relationship. That means if 3 entities are participating, that means it is known as ternary relationship. Is 4 entities are participating, it is known as quaternary. In this case 5 relationship, 5 entities are participated, Also 6 relationship, 6 entities are participant. Number of n means whatever number is created. Okay, so that means in this example here it created ternary relationship. That means here 3 entities are participated in this relationship. One is your employee, another one is your department, and third one is your location. That means 3 entities. Employee is entity, location is entity, department is entity. Employee works in department, employee works in this location, departments are situated or works in this location. Okay, so in this way 3 entities are involved, but relationship create 1. Okay. That means the word which is used for a relationship, in that way we use the 3 entities are suitable for this. So in this way, this one is our quaternary relationship. That means here 4 entities are participated. One is your professor, another one is your slide, third one is your student, fourth one is your course. Professor teaches the student, professor teaches using slide, professor teaches in that course. Okay. Then courses teaches by the slide. Also students teach the course. Okay, students teaches by the slide. So in this way different formally we can find out this relation. Okay, so here 4 entities are related, so it is known as quaternary relationship. So this is the concept of degree. Okay, that means the number of entities are participating in a relationship set. This concept is known as degree. Okay. Next is our connectivity. The term connectivity is used to describe the relationship classification. Okay. So connectivity always describe the relationship classification. Which type of relationship is created? Okay. The ER diagram indicates the relationship connectivity by placing a 1, M or N near the related entities. Okay. So in the ER diagram, the relationship connectivity always indicate the which type of relationship. Okay. So in this diagram, the connectivity are the 4 types. Okay. One to many to many, one to one, many to one. In this way 4 types. But here the one to many and many to one are also, when we reverse this one is also many to one. Okay. So in this way here first we discuss about the one to many relationship. So that means employee manages store. That means store is one, and in the store one employee who is manage this. Okay. So that means employee manages the one. So in this way many to many. So here employee learns skill. Skill is entity, employee is entity, and the relationship is your learn. The number of employees are there. The employees, whatever he want to achieve the skill or he learn the skill, he can choose and he can also enroll it and he can also learn this. Okay. Not necessary is compulsory or not necessary is fixed. That means not necessary also the one employee can only learn the one skill. At a time he can also more than one skills course also join. Okay. So for this employees also many, skills also many. And another one is your one to many relationship. Painter paints painting. The one painter paints more than one painting. If we reverse this, painting paints by the painter. Okay. More than one painting paints by this by the person who is a painter. Okay. So in this way different types of connectivities are there. Next one is our cardinality. The number of times an entity of an entity set participates in a relationship set is known as cardinality. Cardinality can be different types. That means here the entity sets are participating in a relationship set, how many number of times? This concept is known as cardinality. Okay. So cardinality can be different types. First is your one-to-one relationship. Here, when each entity in each entity set can take part only once in the relationship, the cardinality is one-to-one. Let us assume that a male can marry to one female and a female can marry to one male. So the relationship will be one-to-one. That means male married to female. That means here number of males are also there. They can be married only one female, not more than one at a time. Okay. So this is the one-to-one. Next is our many-to-one. When entities in one entity set can take part only once in the relationship set and entities in other entity set can take part more than once in the relationship set. Cardinality is many-to-one. Let us assume students can take only one course, but one course can take by many students. Okay, one students can only take one course. Okay, but a course, when course is one, that means just like a DBMS or database package course. Okay, database package course means DBMS. Okay, the Oracle course is a one. Okay, that can taken by many students. That means only one student is the other students cannot teach. This is not possible. Okay. So more than one student also can take part in the one course. Okay. So this is the concept of many to one. So the cardinality will be n to 1. It means that for one course there can be n number of students, but for one student there will be only one course. Okay. So in this example, student is n number of students and course is 1. Okay. And here, so for this is represented as n and this is 1. Okay. Students enrolled in the course. Using set, it can be represented as in this way. Students are many number of students here. Relationship also many. मतलब enrolled in. Okay. So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? To S1 enrolled in C1 course, S2 enrolled in C3, S3 also enrolled in C3, S4 also enrolled in C3. That means C3 course can be participating by 3 students, can enrolled by 3 students. Okay. In this course, each student is taking only one course, but one course has been taken by many students. Okay. So this is the concept of many to one or one to many. Okay. Next is our many to many. When entities in all entity set can take part more than once in the relationship, cardinality is many to many. Let us assume that a student can take more than one course and one course can be taken by many students. So the relationship will be many to many. Students can take more than one course. Also all of you at a time you can also read the DBMS, you can also read the operating system, also read the computer network. So more than one subjects all of you learn. Okay. In this way, students also many, courses also many. Okay. Using this, we can define this in this way. The diagram is represented as, in this example, S1 is enrolled in C1 and C3. Course C3 is enrolled by the S1, S3 and S4. So it is many to many relationship. Okay. Next concept is our dependency. Entities are classified as strong and weak entity types or existence dependent. Existence dependency means that if the existence of entity X depends on the existence of entity Y, the X is said to be existence dependent on Y. That means operationally if y is deleted, so is x. X also automatically deleted because x is dependent on the y, entity y. X entity is dependent on the y entity. If the y entity will be exist, then x entity also exists. If y entity will be deleted, then also automatically x entity will be deleted. So here entity y is said to be a dominant entity, x is said to be a subordinate entity. That means y is dominated the x entity. Y is exist, then x is exist. If y is deleted, x is automatically deleted. Okay. So here a strong entity is one which is not existence dependent. A weak entity is dependent on the existence of another entity. That means the entity which has not existence dependent, then that entity is called weak entity. And the entity which has existence, own existence, that entity is known as strong entity. Okay. Weak entity also refer to a child dependent to subordinate entities, and strong entities are parent, owner or dominant entities. Okay. So in this example, here three entities are there: company, employee, parent. Okay. Company employs employee. Okay. That means our employee employed in the company or works in the company. Okay. Here the employee works in the company. If employee works in the company, so for this the employee have a personal database. Here the parents details are stored. If that means here if employee is exist, then parent is exist. If employee doesn't exist, then parent is automatically deleted. So for this here parent is a weak entity and company and employee are the strong entity. If company exists and employee exists, then the parent is exist. If company and employee both doesn't exist, then parent will be automatically deleted. So in the above diagram, parent is a weak entity as it needs the entity of employee for its existence. The entity company and employee are the strong entities. Weak entity is represented in double rectangular symbol. Okay. According to the ER diagram, weak entity is represented as a double rectangular symbol. Next concept is our participation. Participation constraint is applied on the entity participating in the relationship set. Okay, that means how the entities are participated in the relationship. That means either total or partial. Okay, so that means participation can be divided into two types. One is your total participation, another one is your partial participation. Each entity in the entity set must participate in the relationship. If each student must enroll in a course, the participation of student will be total. Okay, that means the student enroll the course. This is compulsory. Students means they are enrolling in the course. Then after that they will be studied and in a full time. In that way to which the course is going on. Okay, so for this, that means not in the custom or not in the or different types of portion, always those are joined in a course, that means they are the students. So, okay, so here participation of student will be total. Total participation is always shown by double line in the ER diagram. Another one is your partial participation. The entity in the entity set may or may not participate in the relationship. If some course are not enrolled by any of the student, the participation of course will be partial. Okay, that means here some of the course, just like in your college, the CDTP course and the Tally course, these courses are not the compulsory course. If you want to join, then you can enroll this. If you are not interested, then you cannot enroll in that course. Okay, but diploma is your regular course. Diploma study is your regular course. Okay, so for this is your total participation, and in the Tally course, in the CDTP course, these are not compulsory for the students. So here the students are partial, because if you want to join, if you interested to join the course, then you can join this. Okay, so for this, here this Tally course and the CDTP course are the partial participation. Okay, so in this example, student entity set having total participation, but course entity set having partial participation. Okay, so that means S1 enrolled in the C3, S2 enrolled in the C1, S3 enrolled in the C3, S4 enrolled in the C3. In this way, the course which every student in student entity set participating in a relationship, but there exists a course C4 which is not taking part in the relationship. In this relationship, C4 course, any number of students cannot participate, cannot enroll in this. That means this subject cannot be totally participated. This is partially participation. Okay. So this is the concept of mapping constraint. In the mapping constraint, we have discussed degree, connectivity, cardinality, dependency, and participation. Okay. So in this class, up to this, I hope all of you clearly understand this. So in the next class, we have discussed ER diagram concept. Okay. Till then, stay safe and thank you.